Do you mind mentioning your name and what riding you're from for the students?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be here. My name is Harpreet Singh and I'm the candidate from Surrey Newton for the Conservative Party of Canada.
So thank you so much. So we will begin with the first question. What made you run for office?
I have been a journalist for the past 27 years, and what made me run for office is that we have been bringing this, whatever happens around us, to the people through media. But when it comes to change, nothing changes. People are getting frustrated with the politicians because they just promise and they don't deliver. So my focus is to work with ethics, honesty and integrity and bring this change what we want in our communities, because we are a part of this community, and it is only possible when you jump into politics and bring about the changes in the policies and which are good for the common people. And that's why I ran for this office.
Thank you for answering that. Next question. What would your party do to make post-secondary more affordable for students?
That's the most important thing, and I believe education is the foundation for the progress of any community. And for that, I am wanting to bring about the change. And I know I also have two sons who have done their graduation and post-graduation, and we know how expensive it is becoming. So we will put more money back in the pockets of the people. And that is why we have announced for RESP, our government will boost it from 20 to 30%. For the newer parents, we are putting income taxes are going to be low. More benefits will be given so that it becomes affordable for the people to send their children for further education. And as I said, education is the key, and that is how we can develop our country. So we will put all the resources what we can put, because it's a provincial matter. Whatever funding or whatever way the provinces ask us to help them, we will come forward and help.
Thank you. What do you think are the biggest issues facing students today?
The most important thing what students are facing today is that they are not sure, even after completing their graduation or post-graduation, will they get the jobs? So my focus will be, and our government believes, to create a better economy where we can provide better jobs, better paying jobs. Right now there is a brain drain that is happening. A lot of our children are going abroad for professional courses like medicine, law or engineering. So why don't we create more spaces in Canada? And even for normal courses also, what I'm hearing is that students are not being able to get their courses at one place. One is in Richmond, one is in Surrey, one is in Langley. So they have to just juggle around, and they are not being able to complete their courses on time. So I believe that resources should be put into this so that our younger generation can get, first of all, the spaces, the courses they can complete, and then better paying jobs for them. And that is what we as Conservatives believe. A strong economy can create better jobs.
All right, the next question. What would your party do to address some of the concerns that international students face?
I have been hearing a lot about international students, where there are many cases of abuse of international students. It's becoming more and more difficult for them to stay over here. So for this, I am very clear. I have been working with many organizations like One Voice, which is espousing the cause of international students. Not all international students are bad, but yes, there are some bad apples. But we believe that their exploitation needs to stop. So if we are calling international students over here, they are not products to be sold, as is being claimed by the liberals, that we are getting more products over here, more money is coming. It's not a question of money. Question is, do we have the infrastructure to provide to them a better, stable and better future? So our government will focus on these aspects. We will get the right amount of students over here, the students who really want to study over here, and we'll create environment for them where they can progress and succeed, and their abuse is stopped. So I will focus on these aspects.
Thank you for answering. What would your party do if elected for mental health resources?
Mental health is again a big crisis in Canada right now, and our leader Andrew Scheer has already announced that we will transfer Canada Health Transfer by 3% increase what the provinces want. And in that, mental health is a major issue which needs to be looked at the ground level. So whatever resources are wanted by the provinces, the federal government will help them so that we nip it in the bud, because it's becoming crisis right now. Children, elders, seniors, they all are going through this mental crisis. One reason is the affordability. It's becoming more and more expensive to live over here. So our government will create more avenues for people whereby money goes back into the pockets of the people and then they spend the way they want to do it. And again, mental health is one issue which we are very passionate about, and we will provide all the resources which are required.
Can you talk about your party's plan to tackle climate change?
That's a major issue right now. Climate change is a reality. But we believe by imposing taxes on the people, you can't fight climate change. Justin Trudeau imposed the carbon tax in Canada. But in British Columbia, this tax was imposed 10 years back. And recently there was a report which pointed out that despite this carbon tax being imposed, our carbon emissions have gone up by 1.2% from the 2016 level, which shows and proves that imposing carbon tax is not an answer to fight climate change. So what is the answer? We emit 1.4% of the global emission of carbon. So today if I tell you, stop using your cars, stop heating your homes, and let's ground all the planes, still 98.6% of the world's pollution will be there. And we don't have borders to stop the pollution to coming to our side. So what we plan is to invest in cleaner and greener technologies and renewable resources, so that, and also use our influence with world powers. Like India emits 25% of carbon, China emits 37%. So we will use our influence with these powers, that let's work together, and this is a global fight. Only Canadians cannot fight this. But yes, we need to change our habits also, and the government needs to invest in renewable resources, which we will be doing, and it will be a fight at a global level where we can fight climate change.
Thank you. On to the next question. What does your party intend to do to address housing issues such as affordability that students face?
This is one of the major crises what we are facing, and that is why the stress test which was imposed by the Liberals have further created trouble for the first-time home buyers. So what we have already announced is that we are going to revisit the stress test and rework on that, so that the first-time home buyers do not face this problem of owning a house. We're going to increase the amortization rates from 25% to 25 years to 30 years, so it becomes easier for the first-time buyers to pay their installments. Thirdly, we are going to launch a federal investigation into the money laundering, because of which a lot of crisis has come here in the form of increased price in housing. And also for the renewals, we have said that we will remove the stress test. And finally, we will bring in the Federal Reserve land in consultation with the municipalities and the provinces to provide that land, so that we are able to bring in more affordable housing and it becomes easier for people to stay over.
The next question. Do you or your party intend to increase transfers to provinces for post-secondary education?
Absolutely. I talked about this in the previous question also, that whatever is required, we will work on this, because I passionately believe that if we are able to build a strong foundation, that is only by education. And education, if somebody wants to pursue, money should not be a hindrance for them. So we will provide all the resources which are required, so that our youth can prosper and become productive and better citizens of Canada.
Thank you. The second last question. What is your or your party's plan to improve transit and make it more accessible and reliable?
Again, this is a crisis, public infrastructure and transportation. So we have already announced that the Massey Tunnel will be replaced. For that, whatever funding is required from the federal government will provide that. And secondly, we have introduced green tax credit, whereby your passes which you buy, they'll be cheaper, so that we are able to use the buses or sky trains in a bigger and level, so that we are able to stop pollution. And we need to bring in more infrastructure over here. More buses are required, more translink facilities are required. So as far as expansion of SkyTrain is concerned in Surrey, we will work with Mr. Doug McCallum, our Honourable Mayor, so that we are able to provide them the resources needed, and whatever they want to build for Surrey and reduce congestion on the roads, we'll be helping them on that.
All right, the last question. Will your party separate the grants for students with disabilities, accessibility needs from student loans? Continuing to keep this trend together creates barriers for students with disabilities who have exhausted student loans or who do not qualify for student loans.
We believe in putting the money back into the pockets of the people, and we have already announced fitness credits, arts credit for children, and especially with the disabled children, we have announced another $500. So again, the society can only progress if the basic needs of the people are met. So wherever people come forward and start talking about issues, I will be a strong voice for them in Ottawa. And I plan not only to be with you only during elections time. Once I get elected, I'm going to divide this riding into different zones. Every 2 to 3 months, I'll be having town hall meetings where we can sit down, talk about issues, and find solutions to the challenges we face as a community. So this kind of meeting is not just going to be one. I'll be asking you, David, and your association to constantly organize it so that I'm able to come here, listen to you, what your issues are, and let's all work together to make Surrey Newton better. And I'm proud that KPU is in my riding, and I'll be a strong voice for you. And I ask you, appeal to you, please go out and vote. It's a democratic right you have, and please exercise your franchise. It is a very important thing. And one more warning I want to give you. I've heard that many international students are getting voting cards. Please do not go out and vote if you are not a citizen. Only the citizens can vote. We can strengthen the democracy if we believe in honesty, integrity, and ethics. And that's what my campaign is focusing on. So I appeal to you, please do not go out and vote if you are not a citizen. If you get caught, you will be deported from here. So I've heard some people enticing many students to come forward and do bogus voting. Stop this. Do not come forward. It's a warning, but it is going to be a reality. So if you have by any mistake got those voting cards, return it back to Elections Canada. We have got this right to vote here after a lot of struggle. Let's maintain the sanctity of this system, and it is our duty to make the system better by becoming better citizens. And that is why I appeal to you that on October the 21st, vote for me so that I can be a strong voice for you in Ottawa. And you can call me directly at my cell phone 604-603-7555.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, David. Thank you.